أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope all of you and your loved ones would be doing fine and you all would be enjoying good health. Uh, First of all, I would remind you once again about the notifications which have been shared with you in your WhatsApp group regarding summer course, and I would also like to remind you about the assignment topic again. I have asked all of you in our previous lectures to send me your research topic for assignments, which will carry 20 marks, and that will be for your sessional, and I require all of you to send me the topics for your assignment by the end of this week, or at maximum in the next week time. The range of topics has also been discussed with you in one of my previous lectures. So you all are advised to choose research topic by yourself and send me the topic name for your research assignment to me through WhatsApp as soon as possible. Okay, in our today's lecture, we will talk about one of the significant treaties which had been signed in the context of disarmament, and we have discussed the list of treaties and agreements in the context of disarmament in our previous lectures, and today we will talk about one of those significant treaties, that is the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. And in our today's lecture, we will talk about the first part of this treaty, that will deal with its brief history, its implementation and objectives. And in the next lecture, we will talk about its verification and ratification procedures. So without wasting further time, we will start with a brief history of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, or the Test Ban Treaty, which is also known with the abbreviated name such as CTBT, that bans all nuclear explosions, all kinds of nuclear explosions. This treaty remains in a state of limbo, having been adopted by the United Nations in 1996, but failing to achieve entry into force due to the requirement for the ratification of the treaty by all Annex 2 nations. The nations, I'll talk about these nations in the later part of our lecture. Currently, the treaty has around 181 or 182 signatories, and 153 out of 182 have ratified this very treaty, and 35 out of the necessary 44 Annex 2 states ratification. China, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, India, Israel, North Korea, Pakistan, and the United States of America must ratify the treaty for it to fully and officially enter into force. So, in order to enter this treaty into force, these states are required to ratify this treaty of CTBT. Now, first we will. That was all. That was a very brief overview of the comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty, and now we will talk about a brief history of this CTBT treaty. The PTBT, that is known as the Partial Test Ban Treaty, that was signed in 1963. The this treaty didn't ban the underground nuclear test and peaceful nuclear explosions. You might be familiar with the term peaceful nuclear explosion, but I consider it imperative to elaborate this term in a brief way over here now. The peaceful nuclear explosion means the non-military use of nuclear explosions. So the peaceful use of nuclear explosion is known as the non-military use of nuclear technology is known as the peaceful nuclear explosions. It includes various types, such as the use of nuclear energy to generate electricity is one such example of peaceful nuclear explosions. To drive the spacecraft is another example of peaceful nuclear explosions. So these underground nuclear test and peaceful nuclear explosions were not banned under the Partial Test Ban Treaty, which was signed in 1963. So that from there we can trace the root of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, which was ultimately achieved in 1996, but still it has to be put into force. Negotiations on the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty started in 1994 in the Conference of Disarmament. So the discussions for the comprehensive ban on nuclear explosions was initiated in 1994 in the Conference of Disarmament, and a draft was presented to the Conference of Disarmament in 1996 eventually. Though the majority of Conference of Disarmament member states, the states which are member of this Conference of Disarmament, they overwhelmingly supported the draft which was presented to Conference of Disarmament in 1996, but India opposed this treaty draft, because of the provision for the entry into force of the treaty. which still has not been achieved because the required number of member states still didn't ratify this treaty, which is a hurdle in the way of putting this treaty into a force. And the lack of commitment by nuclear weapon states to eliminate nuclear weapons within a specified time frame. So we already have discussed that that very requirement in the nuclear non-proliferation treaty, which we have discussed in previous week's lecture, that the nuclear weapon states were required to eliminate their stockpiles of nuclear weapons within a specified time frame, but still some member states had concern to achieve this very objective because the nuclear weapon states were reluctant to totally eliminate their nuclear weapons. So as a result, in August 1996, Australia submitted the identical draft for CTBT to the UN General Assembly, and finally it was adopted by the UN in September 10, 1996, and it was left open for signature at the United Nations on September 24, 1996. So that is the brief historical overview of the nuclear comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty. Now we will have a brief summary of this CTBT treaty. First of all, it prohibits all sorts of nuclear explosions, whether peaceful or military, in everywhere around the world. So in all the world, the all sorts of nuclear weapons, whether nuclear explosions, whether for peaceful and military purposes, they were banned under this comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty. Secondly, the nuclear explosions does not apply to controlled nuclear reactions in nuclear reactors. The nuclear explosions does not apply to the controlled nuclear reactions in the nuclear reactors or international confinement fusion experiments. So most of the students who had science background in their matriculation, they might be familiar with the controlled nuclear reaction. It is a fission reaction in which the neutrons that hit another neutron and produce a fission reaction. These neutrons are controlled to keep the nuclear fission reaction in control. So those controlled nuclear reactions were not under the nuclear explosions which were banned in this treaty of CTBT. Further, this treaty elaborates on the global verification regime, international monitoring system, and IDC, and it also elaborates on the consultation process and on-site inspection request. Article 9 of the CTBT states that the treaty is of unlimited duration. So no duration has been specified for the life of this treaty, like that for this many years it will stay in existence, and or it will be there, and the state and each state party has the right to withdraw from this treaty. And there is the Article 9 also states that if the supreme interest of a state have been jeopardized, then the state can withdraw from this treaty of CTBT as well. So these clauses have been discussed under Article 9 of this treaty of CTBT. As far as the status of this very treaty is concerned, as of 2013, there were 183 nations who were the signatories of this treaty, and 159 of them have ratified this treaty. North Korea, India, and Pakistan have not signed the treaty because of their concerns over it. And China, Egypt, Iran, Israel, and the United States, they didn't though they signed the treaty but have not ratified it. So still now it has not been put into force. So still it has to be put into force, and that is the objective which still has to be achieved by all the member states of this CTBT. Now we will talk about the implementation of this organization, of this treaty. Article 2 established under Article 2, the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Organization has been established, which ensures treaty implementation, that makes sure that treaty would be implemented by this organization. CTBTO operating in collaboration with, and this organization of CTBT, it works in collaboration with the International Atomic Energy Agency, and it consists of various subsidiary bodies. The first one is the Conference of State Parties. It is the overall governing body of the organization, and it handles treaty-like policies and oversees the treaty implementation conference once a year. The second is the Executive Council, and it is known as, or it works as the main principal decision-making body of CTBT, and it consists of 51 members. The members of the council are elected by the conference, which has a membership of 183 as of 2013. At least one third of the seats allotted to each region will be filled by state parties on the basis of their nuclear capabilities applicable to the treaty, such as the number of monitoring facilities they contribute to the international monitoring system. The next subsidiary body is the Technical Secretariat. This is the primary body responsible for implementing the treaty's verification provisions. So the provisions related to treaties verification are dealt with the Technical secretariat or technical secretariat is responsible for all these procedures. It supervises the operation of the international management system, monetary system, and receives, processes, analyzes, and reports on the system's data. It also manages the International Data Center, also known as the IDC, and performs procedural tasks related to conducting on-site inspections. So until the treaty enters into force, these functions are being handled by the Provisional Technical Secretariat. So though this treaty has still not been entered into force, so until that day the technical secretariat will be in charge of dealing with these functions, and these are the various subsidiary bodies that operate, that works or that are put in charge of various functions which are being handled by these various subsidiary organizations regarding the implementation of CTBT. So in our next lecture we will talk about the verification and ratification processes involving comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty. So if you have any queries related to today's discussion, please feel free to send me your queries through WhatsApp group, and I will try to answer your questions in the best possible way. So wish you all the best, stay safe and healthy, see you for the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.